Ready for Kid News? So are we, but first we have an exciting new podcast to tell you about. Starglow Media is rolling out Musicland Stories. It's a weekly series that takes you on an epic adventure through the universe of Musicland, exploring all the magic that music brings to the world. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Good morning and welcome to Kid News, sponsored today by the Latimer family to shout out Corey Latimer of San Jose, California, as he gets ready to celebrate his lucky 13th birthday. Corey, your mom and dad are proud of your accomplishments in school, scouting, and volunteer work, and especially of the person you're becoming. And we're proud to call you a Kid News superfan. I'm Tori. Today is Friday, December 15th, 2023. And we begin with one of the world's most respected spy agencies putting out its annual Secret Code Challenge for kids. GCHQ, which is the largest intelligence organization in the United Kingdom, just emailed its annual Christmas card. And in it is a series of 7 complex puzzles masterminded by the agency's experts to test the problem-solving skills of future operatives between 11 and 18 years old. This latest version is reportedly the toughest one yet. We've put a link to the challenge on the resource page of our website at kidnews.org. Give it a go with family and friends. The answers will also be available on that same website starting today. A new variant of COVID is trying to hijack the holiday season. It's called the JN1 and now is responsible for more than 1/5 of all cases in the U.S., based on estimates by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The variant is said to be more contagious, meaning more capable of slipping by people's immune systems. And this is happening at a time of year when more people get sick due to staying indoors and visiting family and friends for the holidays. Like any virus, COVID-19 is constantly mutating, but so far, this latest version doesn't seem to cause a more serious risk of illness than previous variants. It may feel like winter is already here, but the season doesn't officially begin until next week, Wednesday, December 21st to be exact. That's called the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, which is the shortest day and the longest night of the year. Of course, it's the opposite below the equator, where summer is about to begin, and on the same date they'll have the longest day and the shortest night of the year. The different seasons are the result of the Earth's rotation around the sun and the tilt of our planet on its axis. New Dodger Shohei Ohtani hasn't suited up yet, but his number 17 is already making history. Fanatics announced his new team jersey just set an all-time record for sales within a 48-hour period, passing the previous record held by Lionel Messi. Remarkably, even though Shohei just signed a $700 million contract, he'll be making less than almost every other baseball player who takes the field for the next 10 years. Why? Because he put in a clause that delays payment of all but $2 million a year until after the end of his contract, so that the Dodgers can afford more top talent. In other sports news, Warriors forward Draymond Green has tested the patience of the NBA for the last time. The league just suspended the notorious hothead indefinitely after he leveled a player on the Phoenix Suns Wednesday night. Draymond says it was an accident. The league apparently believes otherwise. To the Chicago area now, where a loyal Kid News listener with a real passion for pets is working on a special project this holiday season. 4th grader Paige Bentley has already helped raise thousands of dollars for local animal shelters this year by running a lemonade stand and selling bagels. She's also used her sewing skills to make quilts and toys for dogs and cats. And now she's actively trying to collect food and other items for hundreds of shelter animals during the holidays. Kid News asked Paige how other kids can chip in.
To help me help the animals, you can go to my website, which is pagespetproject.com, and visit the registry where you can buy a toy or a treat for one of the 600 shelter pets I'm helping on Christmas.
Paige says someday she'd like to run her own animal shelter or farm to make sure more dogs, cats, and kittens can find their happily ever after. If you'd like to help her out now during this holiday season, visit the resources page at kidnews.org. We've put a link to her project. Coming up, high-tech tracking of Old St. Nick. But first, we want to say an early happy 10th birthday to another of our KidNuz superfans, Lila Skoranek of Durham, North Carolina. Lila, your family says you are kind, creative, loving, diligent, theatrical, compassionate, and an inspiring human, and they can't wait to see what amazing things you do in your next decade. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. What's the name of the new COVID variant that's spreading right now? JN1. When does winter arrive in the Northern Hemisphere? December 21st. How many questions are on a British spy agency's code-cracking challenge for kids? 7. Whose baseball jersey just set a new 48-hour sales record? New Dodger, Shohei Ohtani. In our KidNuz Kicker, the Christmas tradition that began with a wrong number. In 1955, an ad for Sears misprinted the number for kids to connect with Santa. Instead of the North Pole, the number dialed up the Continental Air Defense Command, which is today the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD. The phone lines lit up and a good-natured colonel turned the mistake into an opportunity to let callers know that military radar was indeed being used to look for signs of a reindeer-guided sleigh. 68 years later, the tracking continues. NORAD's site will go live again on December 24th with updates on the big man's journey. Last year, more than 16 million people logged in to check his whereabouts. The address is noradsanta.org. It's time to thank our generous sponsors, the Latimers of San Jose, California, who want Corey to know he's touched many lives with his kindness, sense of humor, and creativity. Corey, we hope you have an awesome 13th birthday on the 20th. And our appreciation to the Skoranek family of North Carolina. A big shout out to Lila, who's having her party tomorrow. And a KidNuz hello to her little sister Edith and all her friends and her teachers, Miss Nisbet and Miss Ellison at Ephesus and Chapel Hill. And high fives to our other KidNuz classrooms, Miss Logan and her Huskies at Highland Academy in Beaumont, California, Mrs. Fisher and her Orioles at Springville Elementary in Springville, Iowa, and Mrs. Warren and her Giants at St. Gerald in Oak Lawn, Illinois. Thanks for listening. A reminder that we're taking a few weeks off, and we'll be back with fun, fresh episodes on Monday, January 8th, 2024. Have a wonderful holiday with family and friends, and we hope you tune in again in the new year.